Hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving, and keep Commissioner Baydoun in our prayers. He's not feeling well. He has COVID. I talked to him today. He just has a little headache, so he seems to be doing okay otherwise. Thank you. Next item.
Item C, approval of the minutes of the November 9th, 2021 meeting.
So moved.
Support Anderson.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion? Corrections? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
We're moving to item D, unfinished business. There is none. We're moving to item E1 under new business, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-265, decertifying revenue in the ARPA fund.
Okay, before we officially take up item 1, I forgot to call on Mr. Mark Abbo to let us know, especially the audience, what we're going to be doing today, mostly.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this meeting was postponed to give the administration an opportunity to get us as many budget adjustments as they can that will affect our budget year 2020-2021. We have until the end of the year to make those adjustments in order for them to be reflected in the financial statements for that year. And actually, this first item is a perfect example of what's happening. What will happen is like the ARPA money will be certified for the fiscal year, and then any unused money will be decertified, and then for the financial reporting purposes, put into fund balance, and then next year we'll take it out of fund balance and put it into operating revenue again. So this is really just a lot of housekeeping and a lot of cleanup to get our financial reporting ready for the fiscal year that just recently ended, which was September 30th, 2021.
And we have to make all of this proper and correct, so that way when we do get audited, the books will reflect correctly.
It'll just reflect proper budgeting, correct? And like I said, especially on this example, decertifying money that was unused that will be closed into fund balance, and then next year taken out of fund balance and put into in for operations.
Commissioner Anderson.
Mark.
You're on mute.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mark, I assume that's why it states in the last sentence of that agenda item that that funds are intended to be used for a variety of supplies, services, and other expenditures to be specified later, because we're not spending the money currently, right?
That's correct, Commissioner. Like I said, we're just, I'll give you an example, and I'm just going to use some random numbers. If we appropriate money or certify revenue in the amount of, let's say, $100,000, and we only spend 75,000 of it, we decertify the 25, it closes into fund balance, and then the following year we take it out of fund balance and put it into revenue to be used. And that's exactly what this ARPA money is, because it covers more than just one fiscal year. So and the purpose for next year hasn't been specified yet. So that's the reason for it, exactly as you had indicated.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you. Mark, so are these funds restricted to be used in any certain way once they're decertified?
Yes, they're similar to grant monies. Well, they actually are grant monies. They're restricted use. The ARPA money is and I'm going from memory here, restricted for broadband, water and sewer, revenue loss, COVID-related expenditures. The anticipation is there will be additional Treasury guidance on that, or there may actually be a change in the law. But there are restrictions for the use of these funds. They're grant monies. And they're subject to
Okay,
audit, and they're subject to audit as well.
Okay, so the funds that are going back cannot be used for general purposes.
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions on item number 1?
Move approval, Madam Chair.
Support.
Commissioner Anderson has a question before that. You're on mute.
Yes, Commissioner Baker McCormick made me think of something else. Those funds, Mark, can be used countywide, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
That's
all I
good
have.
news for us Detroiters.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much. We have a motion and support. Any more discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries. We're now on item 2, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2022-35013, certifying revenue in the general fund.
A big $20,000.
Madam Chair, I'll move for approval. Anderson.
It's been
Support.
moved and supported. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-262, reallocating expenditures in the Central Service Fund, Information Services and Technology.
Alrighty. Any discussion on item 3?
So moved, Madam Chair.
It's been
Support.
moved and supported. Please
Madam,
call the roll.
Madam Chair, I have a question, quick question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Anderson, go ahead.
Thank you. I just wondered if someone from the administration could answer the question of where these new sites for VoIP service are. Where are the sites? Have we opened up a new offices somewhere, or where is that for?
Good morning. This is Majid Isaac, the Finance Manager in Department of Information Technology. Actually, we have almost like 4 sites are not included in the original contract for the voice over IP. So we have to add that, and we have extra fund, to fund that, So, yeah.
And where are those sites at?
I'm sorry?
Where are those sites? Those 4 we're speaking about.
I can ask, for the director of telecommunication, in the management budget. I'm sorry, in our department, and I can get back with you. I don't have actually a list of them, but I can get you the list, and get back with you.
Okay, just a memo would be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Could you make sure we get it before Thursday's full board?
I'm sorry?
Would you make sure that information gets to Commissioner Anderson by full board, which
Sure.
is Thursday?
Sure, I will do that.
Thank you, Madam
Thank
Chair.
you. Any further discussion on item 4? I hear a motion.
Move approval.
Isn't it item 3?
We're on item 3.
I'm sorry, item 3. We moved the screen up to 4, so
My apologies.
item 3, it's
I
technology.
thought we made a motion on
We have
that.
a motion and support.
Yeah, we have a motion to support.
Yeah.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
yes,
Motion carries. Item 4, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-130, reallocating expenditures in the HHS Nutrition Fund.
So moved.
Support.
Support.
it's been moved and supported. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Madam Chair,
Okay.
before we do that, this is another perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. We're putting
Uh-huh.
$4,000, 4156 into personnel and taking it out of fringe pension and operating expenses. Again, just to balance the budget for presentation for this last fiscal year.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Item 5, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-150, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
So moved.
it's been moved
Support.
and supported. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. We're now on item 6, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-205, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
So
Move
moved.
approval.
it's
Support.
been moved and supported. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Moving to item number 7, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-210, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
So moved.
Support Anderson.
it's been moved and supported. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Item 8, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-060, reallocating expenditures in the COVID-19 fund.
So moved.
Support.
it's been moved and supported. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Item 9, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-258, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
any discussion?
Move approval.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes,
Motion carries. Item 10, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-264, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
any
Move
discussion?
Move approval. Kinlock.
Support Scott.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
could someone from the administration address this?
Good morning, Sumaya Harp from the Sheriff's Office.
Morning.
This is a budget adjustment. We had went to public safety and full board did approve the extension for the food service contract. And we had to move money in order to make sure we are balanced and we have enough money to spend from last year. This is
Okay.
just another housekeeping.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you very much for that. Do we have a motion?
Yes, we have motion and support.
Any further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner Anderson.
thank you. Just to follow up, Samara, could you tell me, did our population, refresh my memory, did our population not decrease from the previous year? And I assume the figure that we originally had in the budget was predicated on the previous population.
Absolutely. Pre-pandemic, we're still not up to the same level as the pre-pandemic, but in 2021, the population is a little bit higher than what it was in 2022 at the start of the pandemic. But the stickler here is that even though the population is less, we cannot provide inmate labor, which was part of the food service contract. So that increased the cost. We used to provide them with at least 15 to 17 inmates, and we're not able to do that because of the safety of the inmates and the officers. So the vendor had to hire their own personnel to do the food service.
Okay, that was my question. That's who did it. All right.
Yes.
Thank you for your
Thank
answer.
you for the question.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure, thank you. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes,
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga,
Yes,
motion carries. Item number 11, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-116, certifying revenue in the general fund and in the drug enforcement program fund.
Move approval, Anderson.
Through the chair, this is Sumaya.
Samaya,
Support.
you've been busy.
I know. Through the chair, is it possible to send this, to not approve this budget adjustment, to send it back to management and budget? There's an issue. We're not sure if there's two kinds of excise tax. One is the medical marijuana and the recreation medical excise tax. So we don't know if this, what the county received is medical, because if it's medical, then yes, the sheriff's office gets 5% of that. But the auditor is saying this might be a recreational marijuana excise tax, and the sheriff's office is not mandated to get the 5%. So if you guys send this back to management and budget, we're looking through with, we're researching it a little bit more, and we'll bring it back to you. My apologies.
Commissioner Kinlock moves to send it back.
I-
And
Support.
I'll withdraw my motion to approve.
and Commissioner Anderson supports it.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
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 okay.
Motion carries. Anybody says no? Motion carries. I got to drink a little more coffee today. Next item, please.
Item number 12, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-180, reallocating expenditures in the county road fund.
Alrighty. Commissioner
Support.
Marecki, you want to move this?
Sure, I move this.
Okay.
Support. Or did someone else say it?
It's
I'm
been
sorry,
moved
who?
and supported. Discussion.
I'm sorry, Chair, who made the motion?
Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you.
Mhm. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes,
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga,
Yes.
motion carries. Item 13, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-181, reallocating expenditures in the county road fund.
Move approval, Kinlock.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes, go
We're
ahead.
we're on number 13, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The question I had is, what are the unfavorable variances besides, is it just the fringe benefits and pension? If there's someone that could address that from the DPS.
Anyone here on Zoom from the roads division?
Commissioner, this is Mark Abbo. That was the guidance that we got, that it only affects operating expenses, pension, and fringe benefits.
Okay, and I guess what my follow-up question would be, why that happened. I mean, because it would have been something that I would have thought would have been budgeted already.
I do not have an answer to that, Commissioner. We can request that information from the road fund before full board.
Yeah, that would be great, because it seems as though, I mean, unless there was an adjustment, and I'm not trying to remember if we gave an adjustment in DPS that would have fell under this time period, and maybe that affected fringe benefits and pension. But if you could make that request on our behalf and get it by Thursday, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Wonder if some of the contracts that we had, union contracts that we approved prior, if that might have had something to do with it, but Mark will get to the bottom of it by Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we all set on item 13?
Yep.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 14, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2021-35-254, reallocating expenditures in the delinquent tax unpledged fund.
Move
Any
approval.
discussion on this item?
Move approval. Kinlock.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Chair Varga.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving to F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I just wanted to know, Mark, do you see much of the same for the next meeting?
I do, Commissioner. Actually, there were some that were in the queue that we were unable to get to, so there will be similar type items in our next meeting. Anything for fiscal year ended September 30th, 2021 must be approved by the commission before the end of the year. So long as we have at least another one full board and Ways and Means meeting, we will see them. We're working with the administration to make sure that they get to us timely so that we can process them for review by Ways and Means.
Okay, thank you. If we have to, I suppose we could meet the Tuesday prior to Thursday's meeting if we have to, before the last meeting, just to make sure.
We're hoping that we don't have to jump over any hurdles, but I'm hoping that we have them timely, and we're working with the administration to make sure that that happens.
Okay, I just wanted to give ample time for members to be notified if that should happen. I don't have any other such matters. Any members have any?
Madam Chair, real quickly.
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson, I just had a question. I've had a lot of complaints about the cones, construction cones, barrels, and things like that being left far beyond the completion of the work. And I would just like to ask somebody if we can get an answer, since there's no one here from, sounds like no one from DPS, I don't believe that's here on the call, that they would address the fact of the contracts that we have with those companies that provides the barrels, cones, and signage and directional things during construction. If we have, can take a look at that and who monitors that, because if we're getting charged until the day they pick it up, then that probably adds up to quite a bit of money, because there's times that it's weeks after construction's done that we see this and that I'm getting complaints about. So I see we do have someone here that maybe can speak for DPS, and Andrew, maybe Madam Chair, if you could give him an opportunity, maybe he has an answer for us.
Anyone that has an answer, I would be very happy to hear it.
Madam Chair, Andrew Kandrivas from Wayne County Executive's Office. I hope you are all well today on a sluggish Monday after a holiday. Anyway, Commissioner Anderson, you know, your issue is not a novel one. It's one that we get asked about quite a bit. I'm sure Chair Marecki's brought it up a few times, and I know specifically Commissioner Basham was always harping about this, if you will. And it's not a simple issue. I will tell you this, and I will verify all of this. So I'm telling you my experience has been, but I'll verify it all to make sure that everybody has the proper information. On our projects, on our engineering, on our road projects, the cones and everything are factored into the bid. So as far as I know, we're never paying more per day, or we're not paying a cost per day. That is part of the bid. A lot of times, you know, the average person will see a cone or a barrel on the side of the road. It might be on one of our roads, which would signify that it's our job. Sometimes it's a utility issue or a permitted issue. And sometimes I want to remind people, you know, on city roads, that's likely not going to be ours, our project at all. And then when we factor other utilities like Great Lakes Water and such. So I'll try to put together a little response on that. Generally, I will say this, you know, nobody likes to see those lying about. And I know those companies are on, you know, POCO and all the other companies who have their names on the barrels, they need those back. And so sometimes I think it is a question of our people calling up and just reminding, if there's a complaint, hey, go pick those up. So we're very happy to field those complaints, but I'll try to get the different scenarios that we operate under for that.
That'd be great. I appreciate it. I've, you know, seen a lot of them damaged, and I would think Pogo, is that Pogo? Is that the name of the company?
POCO is one of the vendors, yeah.
Yeah, that while they probably need them to, as you said, to use for other jobs or construction sites, they're probably getting paid by the day that they're there. And it just seems like that would be one easy savings is what I'm looking at. If we had a tight process to recommend or to request them to pick up their equipment. That's all. Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you could get us an answer on it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure. Andy, would it also be helpful if you had specific areas that they be called into the roads, the 1-888 roads crew?
Well, for sure, if there's an obstruction, you know, and like one or two barrels sitting there when there's not an active project, you know, something like that, as that would be an obstruction as much as there's, you know, if there's a chair sitting in the middle of the road. So yes, 888 road crew should always be called. I suspect that Commissioner Anderson's bringing up more when they're sitting on the side of the road, maybe off to the side and just there, and people have questions about that. But 888 road crew is always the right way to channel any questions or complaints about, you know, any of the activities on our roads.
Well, I was just thinking that it might be faster if they knew that on Middle Belt, for example, there's some barrels still left and they're done with the construction. It might be a little simpler for somebody to say, hey, crew, go out there and pick those up, or make a call to the company and make sure they're picked up or whatever. Yeah. Andy, can you tell, since you're here, I know that it's been advertised. We now have a live shot of people who are doing work with the Wayne County Roads Division. It's a new, is it an app that we can put
Yeah,
on our?
Madam Chair, are you referring to Compass? If you go to the
Yeah.
website, if you go to Compass, you can actually see, Compass has like 2 layers, if you will. You can see which trucks are out superimposed on a map. And then certain of those trucks right now are currently fashioned with a camera. So you can actually see the conditions of the road. You can see what the driver is seeing. And over 3 years, that'll be phased into, I believe 100% of all the active trucks on the road will have that. But for right now, even if you go to Compass, you want to see weather conditions, you want to see if a truck is passed, you want to see the routes of the trucks. You can go to Compass off the WayneCounty.com website.
But we're not going to have an app for that. Come on, we have an app for everything.
Well, I don't want to say what's an app and what's a website. I'll confuse the whole thing. So
Okay.
we can maybe we can ask Chairwoman Marecki to make some time at some upcoming agenda on COPS, and we can make sure we have the IT side of roads to go through that. They've been getting some more contracts lately for the future. So it might be good snow and weather, snow and ice season primer, if you will.
Andy, if you would please send Commissioner Marecki the information on what you find out, so that way she has an option of maybe discussing that during COPS.
Yeah, that sounds good. We just approved a contract, I think it was it'll be on full board to outfit 50 trucks with these GPS items.
Yeah,
So
GPS.
that in 3 hours, in 3 years, all 150 trucks will have this on there. So yeah.
I missed my first public services meeting last week, and
Yeah.
look what happens.
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
Sounds good. Yes, Commissioner Anderson.
I just wanted to let you know there is an app already in place for Compass, and you can see the different plows. I've actually used it before to see where the plows have already been, and a lot of the cities, of course, have the same thing. I think they might have beat us, some of the smaller communities in that, but it's a great thing to have, especially when we are making it back downtown when we do that. So, but anyway, there is an app there, and you can go on. I believe it's if you go on the county site, and I believe you can find it there. But there is an app currently being used. Thanks.
Sounds great. Thank you
Madam
for
Chair?
the information. Yes.
Madam Chair, and my question is to Andy. Andy, does the administration has a position on Senate Bill Senate Bill 0032 and House Bill 4546? Those are 2 bills that are pending in the legislature that would amend or reform Public Act 51, which basically would keep wholesale gas taxes in a county where the fuel is pumped. Are you familiar with that discussion?
No, I'm not familiar with that discussion right now.
Okay, yeah, so some residents in my district actually had a conversation and submitted some information and requesting for me to submit a resolution in support of these 2 bills. Specifically, some other counties have gone on record with supporting these 2 bills, but I wanted to know if the administration had crafted some sort of thought around that, because it would definitely be a major reform.
Okay, well, I will, Cheryl Jordan in our office is quarterbacking all of our legislative materials. So I will check in with her and get back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
All right.
If it's not on the radar, it probably would be good to have our lobbyists know about it. Well, they probably know about it, but let them know how the executive really feels about it. Well, thank you very much.
I'll hold off on any action until I hear back.
Thanks.
You might want to say, I'll hold off until Thursday.
I just said it did. I see what you're saying, right. Thanks.
I like to give deadlines.
Right.
Alrighty, any other business besides,
Yeah.
Mark, do we have anything at all on the sheriff's, new building? Any word?
I do not.
Okay. As soon as the new year comes, that is going to be our number one burning issue to try to get that moving. I know that the administration is very busy trying to close out the year, and so that will give the sheriff's department time to talk to the administration as well. We can only push it as much as the sheriff is willing to push it too. So I think we all need to work together on it. And we as commissioners are on board, but we need to make sure that everyone else is just as equally excited about this project as we are.
Which office is this?
Pardon me?
You said the sheriff office, the update on the sheriff office. Which office would this be? I'm
The
sorry.
sheriff, the sheriff's new building
Marine.
on
Is that the Marine
Marine-
base, Madam
the
Chair?
Marine Patrol unit. The new,
Oh, the
new
Marine.
building
Oh,
for
Marine.
the
Yes.
new
Yes.
building for the Marine Patrol
Oh,
unit.
yes. Yes. Okay.
We can
Now-
only push it as much as the sheriff is pushing it with the administration. So we're backing it. Actually, they really need to get with the executive and make sure that they're on the same page.
Let me say this. I spoke with the sheriff 2 weeks ago. He specifically said that his deputy was on top of that and had submitted some information regarding that, and that it's something that was a priority. So absolutely.
We received it, and but I think when you talk to the sheriff, a call to the executive probably would not hurt.
Okay,
Come to call him and
Through the
say
chair.
Merry Christmas, and by the way,
no
Through
problem.
the chair, this is Sumaya.
hi.
Hi. We do have conversations going on with Kalia Royhal and the CFO. So we've been talking about it, and then we put the plan. I sent them the same letter I sent you guys, and they're on the same page. They're trying to find the funding source.
Okay,
Yes.
it would be
And I'll keep you
still nice.
updated.
It would still be nice to have the sheriff call and say Merry Christmas, by the way.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
you got my
I'll
message,
make sure.
right?
I'm sure he did, but I'll reiterate that.
Madam Chair, did we put a placeholder? And Mark, can you help me with that? I know did we put? Did we put a placeholder in the budget?
No,
Oh, boy.
Okay.
that was going to come after we were going to work on it. So that is why I keep bringing it up. And so I just wanted to let you all know that I didn't forget, because that was one of the promises that I made at the time of the budget, that we would continue working on it. We asked that a letter be given to us by November 1st with the cost. That was done.
Yeah.
And so now we have to do the tedious work behind the scenes to find the dollars from the executive. And also, I like the idea, whenever we're doing anything, that the top elected officials talk among themselves as well as the people who are going to do the actual work and finding the dollars, because the buck stops at the top. Right, Andy?
He's gone. He's
Buck
still
stops at the
recovering.
top.
He's muted.
We're not gonna send Andy after money, so we have to go to the top. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, I had my hand raised for a while now.
I did not see it. I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah. Just
Okay,
wanted,
Commissioner McCormick.
yeah, I just wanted to well, this is back to the roads conversation.
Okay,
And I wanted to clarify if there was anything, and I thought, and Commissioner Marecki may be able to answer it as well. I thought there was something in the contracts that allowed for a fine if there were any debris, barrels, signage, any of that left behind. I know we talked about it because it was one of my issues as well in fighting the war on trash. So I just wanted to get some clarification on that.
Madam Chair.
yes, Commissioner Marecki.
You know what? I don't know. As the commissioner was talking about this, I was thinking about when I was on Livonia City Council, and we definitely had things in the contract to make sure that jobs were cleaned up. We were having trouble with that. And I don't recall that at the county, but I'll be happy to look into that. Because I just don't remember.
Okay, thank you. Well, yeah, because that I brought it up, that was some time ago, and I thought that was, I don't know,
Okay.
was part of the new contracts, but Andy, I don't know if Andy has anything to say about it.
I don't.
What I have
Andy,
to
we're-
say, yeah,
Oh,
like,
there it
Madam
is.
Chair, what I have to say about it is that I think we should get people that deal with the contracts, draft them, and marshal them through our process to find out if that is in there. I don't.
You don't know? Okay.
I do not take that role on to do that. I promise. I honestly don't remember that conversation, but it could be something that did come up at the table. So I think we could bring that up, and try to figure that out. I'm happy to do that.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thanks,
Amy.
Madam Chair.
If we remember, we'll ask that question during COPS meeting
Yep.
when roads are there.
Madam Chair, just
Now, Commissioner Anderson.
thank you. Just
Again.
one thing, backing up a little bit to the discussion about the legislation. There has been legislation in prior years introduced to do just what has been mentioned, but there's also there was an effort to get the Act 51 change to reflect funding would go not just to miles of road, which is what it is currently, but would go to lane miles, which would benefit those communities that have multi-lane roads. And that would actually help Wayne County, I believe, probably even more than the gas tax change. But anyway, I'm not sure if there's a bill in place or been introduced to do that this session. But as we know, there's limited time with this session, but we'll anyway, that would be just to put it on everyone's radar. If we see that, we should have our lobbyists working very hard on that to get that passed. That's all. Thank you.
Madam
Andy?
Chair,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't have anything to add on to that, but I do want to go back to a previous item that was raised. I did
Sure.
just take a minute. The Compass, as I stated, Compass website, if you can use it through the web, if you go to the public services page from Wayne County on the top, there's like a subheader screen. You can click Compass right there and it'll put you into that. It'll give you the map. Obviously the map is very boring today because we're not out there salting. But there's also, at least through iPhone, I just went and verified it. Wayne County Compass is an app that you can download and use. I assume it's for Android as well. I just can't. I've never used that. So both of those things are available for anybody.
Sounds great. there's been a question asked, and then I'll call on you, Commissioner Kinlock. We've been asked if we're going to be doing remote still because of the new variant and because the virus is going sky high again. We don't have an answer to that, and I would imagine that by the 20th of December, we will have some answers, because that's when we would have to vote to extend our remote Zooming for all of our meetings. But I'm not sure how the public health is going to recommend what we do. So I'm sure our Chair, Woman Bell, is paying extra attention to that, and she will be on top of it. So that's the best I can do as far as the remote work. I'm not sure what the CEO and the CF is going to do about remote work for the county employees. So that's something that I think we might get an answer from the chair or from the executive. And Andy, again, do you have any inclination as to where the direction is heading as far as remote work for employees?
No, I don't. Right now it is something that's just being discussed. I mean, literally right now with the Omicron variant. So we hope maybe even by Thursday there'll be some information which Chair Bell can relate, but that is something that's being developed right now.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I paid attention to outside people, for those folks who are putting things in the chat. Commissioner Kinlock.
That's okay. I'll just wait to hear back from Andy regarding those two bills.
Already. Anyone
Thursday.
else? Commissioner Marecki? You're all set?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Already. Madam Clerk, please, next item.
Item G, public comments, and everyone has been unmuted.
Thank you. Do we have any emails?
No emails were received.
Okay. Under public comments, anyone from the public wishing to comment? We would be more than happy to hear you. Anyone from the public wishing to comment? One more time. Anyone from the public wishing to comment? I hear none. Next item.
Item H, adjournment.
Move to
So
adjourn.
moved, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you at the next meeting.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.